I saw, from the platform, people are talking about persecution, prayer for the persecuted church, standing in solidarity with the persecuted church. I come back, I got in contact with Tanya. I said, Tanya, I think there's a need for something like this, which is totally focusing on the persecuted church. And from some others, I've heard that many people have tried for a persecuted church initiative or network at Lausanne, and nothing has worked out. And I got in touch with Tanya, and I said, Tanya, I need 4 months to work on this. And in those 4 months, I met with 20 individuals who are working for the persecuted church, kind of like big players, ministries. And all I said to them was, hey, we're not in competition with each other. This Lausanne is not going to affect your ongoing ministries in any way. All I want from you is collaboration for the proclamation of the gospel, and we work together so we don't duplicate our efforts and don't waste our resources. So after 4 months, I went back to Tanya and said, I'm ready. All of these individuals said, Amen, we are together with you. And so in June of last year, I got a confirmation from Tanya that it's all official and you will be launched. So
Yeah.
here we are. So in less than a year, we have this initiative, and yeah, I mean, we have people here at Wheaton, but this was not a discussion that I had with anyone, not anyone. I mean, yeah, and I just prayed about it. As you know, like Lausanne Issue Networks, two people are supposed to be in
Yes.
the leadership role.
Yes.
So I met this brother from Chad while in Seoul, and when Tanya told me, Yousaf, this is how the structure looks like, and immediately the Lord brought His face to my mind, and I contacted him and I said, I think this is where God is leading me. I want you to pray about this. And he got back to me after 2 weeks, and I said, yeah, I am in. I'm with you. And so here we all started. So yeah, I think it's
Really,
God and it's God's timing, as I said.
yeah.
Yeah,
Kairos moment.
yeah. I think I informed people in like all regional leaders. I informed them just like a month ago. Hey, this is happening, and so I received really messages of appreciation and encouragement for which I'm really grateful.
And I think that's amazing. I mean, because by prayer, as you said, it's God brought His name into your face as
Yes.
you're praying,
Yeah.
and I love this because this wasn't a power thing. It was someone who, and this is at Lausanne, that was the heart. Like you come,
Yeah.
you want to serve, and you're already serving this area because you're a professor
Yes. Yeah.
in this area. You're a professor of of who teaches global Christian persecution at
Exactly.
Wheaton College,
Yes.
and
Right.
so using that professorship name as you're reaching out to people, you already knew some people,
Yeah.
and then of course you met more people along the way,
Yeah.
and then you're just kind of like, hey, let's do that. Let's connect. That's what we need catalysts for. We need the
Yeah.
catalyst to catalyze and to connect and collaborate, and you have to make the case like we're not here to take your stuff. We want to
Exactly.
collaborate,
Exactly.
and that's so beautiful
Yeah.
because we've got so many orgs here in Canada, for example, who are also very much like we had a lot of them at L4, and I would love to introduce you to some of those.
Sure.
And they were like also like the presidents or whatever of like different like Voice of the Martyrs and different like persecution orgs and things
Yes.
or open doors.
Yes.
And so it's been on our hearts too. And I said if there's anything like freedom and justice was actually where your issue was housed before.
Exactly.
So that
So,
was
so
where
no,
you
so yeah. So actually, as I mentioned, I was not connected with any
weren't.
Lausanne folks. I have attended some events of Sam George on diaspora. So that
Yes.
was like pretty much limited to Wheaton College. But overall, I heard the name, but I had no idea what Lausanne does and all of that. Like even they
Wow.
have issue networks. I had no idea. I have
Wow.
not met with anyone apart from Sam George. Like I was not aware of all those other networks and everything. It all started. So I went to Lausanne,
Last year.
not knowing what Lausanne does and what Lausanne is. I just went as a participant, and I see the gap, and
Yeah.
I started working on this gap. I prayed about it. I came up with a plan like how I could, and then also received encouragement from especially Tanya. Yes, explore it. And then
Hmm.
actually, Tanya was the first one after this was approved, saying that a key Lausanne leader said that this is the fruit of the prayers for many years, for decades. People
Absolutely.
have tried this and it has not happened. So yeah, so I was not aware of freedom and justice. Also, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know about, like, I think it's only about 6 months ago I found out that there is a freedom and justice network, and so I got connected. So by then I have already, provided or proposed this network to Lausanne, and then I found out, oh, there is freedom and justice also. So I didn't know about it. It's so so this has not come out of freedom and justice. It is just like out of
Yeah.
scratch, and it's
Well, as
just
in,
like new thing.
well, when I say come out, as in like this was it was in the portfolio under Freedom and Justice. So Freedom and Justice actually
Oh
came
yeah,
out
yeah,
of
that's
so
right.
Freedom and Justice actually came out of Integral Mission Issue
Okay.
Network. That's some of the history. So I'll give you some little history
Yeah,
lesson.
yeah.
And I learned this because I actually at L4 I didn't know them either, and I actually
Okay.
became friends with I became friends with Jay Samuel and Jokabed because
Okay.
they were in my gap room,
Okay.
my collaborate room. So they were my I was a host for the ethnicism and racism gap 22.
Okay.
And so I was facilitating that room, and they were one of those content experts slash like affinity hosts that was able to come alongside.
See.
And
Yeah.
I had a lot of different catalysts in my room,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
So I learned from Christy just like 3 months ago that they have been doing some people are interested in persecution, and
yeah.
so that's when we started. And I'm actually, as
And
part of this, I'm putting together a South Asia consultation. So this is the first one we are doing,
amazing.
and this is going to happen in Sri Lanka
Oh, another one. Okay, good.
in March. So the dates are 20th to the 22nd of March. And so the vision I have is to bring together 20 frontline workers from 7 South Asian nations. So India, Pakistan,
Hmm.
Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan,
Yeah.
Maldives, all of us come together. And um, the focus would be to think about our shared challenges and opportunities. And when we say like challenges, we particularly want to focus on persecution. Now, again, one of the big things, like growing up in Pakistan, knowing the context, Pakistan is in the list of like top 10, countries where it is hard to be a Christian.
Hmm.
What I really find is a, a a need for contextual resources, especially on this topic. So, which is like we have tons of materials in the English language, but people who actually go through this on the ground, they literally have nothing which can really help them. And that's the gap we want to fill in. So, in this conference, my hope is that we'll be able to publish a book as a resource, which will
Hmm.
not be only in English, but also be translated into 4 major South Asian languages. And the people who are on the ground should be able to have access to what they need. So this is the
That's
first thing I'm doing. I have never done any international conference or
great.
any gathering like this. So there's a lot of preparation, planning, everything. Of course, like financial resources also to be able to bring these over 100 key leaders from South Asia. And this is the first sort of thing I'm doing, but I can see I have received requests from the Middle East, from other parts of the world. Hey, and I think the regional conferences are going to be so crucial, not only for, again, collaboration and partnership within the region for the proclamation of the gospel, but also for the lessons that the global church can actually learn from these contexts. So, and also, like, how many times I'm thinking about South Asia, how many times people have actually got an opportunity to pray for each other, to encourage each other, to do, like, mutual learning from each other.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of things, just not something that we want to publish, but also experiences and opportunities for pastors in these contexts to come together and feel refreshed and strengthened in what they're doing in their ministries. So this is a prayer request, and for you to